Hello everyone, and welcome to Nomifactory. This is a GregTech based pack for 112, my beloved, and we're right off the back of DJ2, which was very fun, but I wanted to play something more tech orientated. You start in the Lost Cities, which is very interesting. Nomifactory, cheats on, and my seed, doesn't really matter. We're not building in the overworld, but I'll go with antimony axolotl. I don't know. Here we are, the Lost Cities. So right off the bat, it gives us a bunch of free stuff. Also, I want to change the theme. Reinforced neon. That looks cool. We'll go with that. So I'm playing specifically Nomifactory CEu, which uses GregTech Community Edition, unofficial, which I think is the superior version of GregTech, or the least buggiest version. You might be wondering why I'm not playing Nomifactory, and it's because it doesn't include a lot of mods that I love. Like Ender.io is a bit weird, and there's no actually additions. I love item lasers. I can't live without them. Also, Nomifactory isn't quite finished. I don't think. This one is. So I will be void basing this. It's the most efficient way, but I need to collect a bunch of stuff before I go. By the way, we're on peaceful, because this pack's not really about fighting mobs and stuff. Also, we have a scanner. And look at the ore veins. There is so many. So the important ones right now is iron, lots of it, tin, copper, and coal, maybe a bit of redstone, and gold. But the first quest is for iron, so we'll look for that. And it seems to be in a magnetite vein as well, which is more iron, and also gold, so it's great. / set home iron. I'm going to be using that a lot, probably. We have about 6 stacks, 25 gold, and 20 malachite, which is copper, so we need more of that. So I'll set up shop about here. We will be moving to the void very, very soon. Furnaces. I'm going to need a bunch of coal. I kind of forgot about that, but there is a vein very, very close. There's basaltic mineral sand as well. We don't really need that, but it is more iron, I suppose. There we go, that's coal. Okay, almost 4 stacks of ore, which is 8 stacks of coal. So I'll start smelting this with the wood, and I'll switch to coal, slowly. So while this smelts, we're going to need some copper, and also tin. There we go. Chalcopyrite, or just actual copper. Just over 3 stacks. Also the coal has finished, so I'll smelt a bit of iron, so I can upgrade the furnaces. Looks like it goes iron, copper, whatever that is, gold, diamond, obsidian. I assume it makes it more efficient as well. So like if it's twice as fast, one piece of coal would smelt 16 items instead of 8. So that's nice, if it works like that. Also, if you haven't noticed, advanced rocketry is doing cool stuff. Haven't played with that in a while, since E2E. I can't wait to restart my game when it breaks, but we've got a long way to go before that. Also, cassiterite sand vein, which is double tin. We have way too much tin, because this turns into 2. So we have like 10 stacks here. Okay, we have a ton of iron now. But for this quest we're going to need wrought iron, which is iron in the furnace. Easy peasy. I think by default, it's not like this. You have to smelt nuggets to get wrought iron nuggets, and then combine them. So this way is way more convenient. Also we need a redstone vein. There is a huge one right here. Redstone! Why is it glowing? Oh, it's the emissive textures from GregTech. I don't like that. Emissive textures bloom. False. There we go. I like that better. Does anyone else not like that? Or am I the only person? Ooh, coal. I don't like shaders either. I might be weird. Okay, that's enough redstone. This turns into 5. So we have like 10 stacks. And look at this. The wrought iron's done. And now using a stack of iron, I will upgrade the furnaces. Yeah, it's a little faster, 150 ticks, as opposed to 200. Oh, and it has 2 slots. I want to test out the efficiency. How many items does 1 coal smelt? Because it says the efficiency doesn't change, so maybe it doesn't help. Yeah, it seems to be the same, 8 items. That's a shame. The normal iron furnace mod doesn't do that. So let's smelt some copper, some tin, some redstone. Okay, so while all that is smelting, let's make all the tools. So hammer, file, saw, wrench, screwdriver, wire cutter, mortar. Using this wrought iron. I've played GregTech a bit, so I kind of know these recipes. I don't know why that's so loud. And we need a little stone for the mortar. When I say I've played GregTech before, barely any of it. I've just played it to envy on like a couple packs, but no further than that. So I'm still kind of a noob. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. I should probably also pin these. These will break over time and we'll need to remake them, but I need to pin the specific recipes, like this. Otherwise it does this, and you get every recipe. There we go, all 7. I will also smelt some more redstone. We're going to need a lot, and also this gold. And that should be all of the basic resources, at least for this quest. Okay, blast furnace, to make the first steel. It's not nearly as bad as GTNH. It's like comically easier. This fire brick is just clay dust and brick dust, and you get 16. This has an insane recipe in GregTech New Horizons. Everyone knows it, so I'm glad we don't have to do that. We just need brick and clay. Also, there might be a bunch of loot I can steal in the buildings. I haven't really looked. Also, sugarcane would be very nice as a source of power, but I haven't seen any. Also, I need rubber trees, but again, I've not seen any. Where are they? I see one in the distance. Sugarcane doesn't exist, apparently. It's nowhere to be seen. There it is. Why did that take so long? So clay dust, brick dust, combine them, and smelt it. And we're also going to need 3 iron rods, 2 iron screws, and 1 iron plate. Easy peasy. Screws are made of rods, by the way. You cut them in half, and file them together. There's a controller, and 32 fire bricks. Everyone knows the shape. There we go. And in this pack, it's 1 iron to 1 coal. And only 45 seconds. We won't be doing this for long, by the way. You can make steel this way, in an alloy smelter. We might as well upgrade the furnaces to copper. We've got plenty. Next one is silver. 60 ticks. Okay, but copper is 100, so twice as fast as normal. So we should probably move to the void by now. What should we build out of though? I can make a chisel. Maybe just cobblestone for now. We can always exchange gadget to whatever block palette we want. I will go with panel for the edge of the chunk, and I guess zag for the inner bit. Yes, it's nice and smooth. We're going to be chunk based for a while. Okie dokie. To the void, and it put us nicely in a corner. I know there's effortless building, but I don't know how I feel about that. I might just build manually. There we go. Square. And we can set home. Now it's time to move everything. I'll leave this here though, until it's finished. I don't imagine we'll need to rebuild it. We should get to alloy smelter soon. Okay, we're kind of moved over and organised. I want a bunch of chests though. So I want an axe. And the GregTech ones are very good, so I'll make one of those. There we go. Look at this. No vein miner. It does it for you. More crates. These are huge, by the way. And they're very cheap. Most packs gate them, but not this one, thankfully. It also recommends crafting stations for batch crafting, so I might try that. This should be 4. So how do these work? Oh, that's good. So if I move the stuff from this chest to over here, I can see everything. That's awesome. And we can put tools in as well. That's fantastic. So let's test it out with this quest for red alloy and conductive iron. I don't quite understand how this works. Oh, there we go. It's a bit weird, but it's fine. We can save the recipes as well. So I want 16, combine it with redstone, and we can smelt it to get red alloy. We're also going to need to do the same with iron. That's fine. I'm sure we'll need it. And we also smelt this into conductive iron. I will keep this one for dusts. I think that's sensible. I'll make a separate one for plates, red alloy plates, and a separate one for cable. And same thing with conductive iron. And to coat the cable, it looks like we need rubber sheets, which is sticky resin, with a hammer. I guess that counts as a plate. And we can coat it just like this. Oh no! I forgot about rain. There's probably a way to turn it off at some point. but it's not terrible, to be honest. Also, we're going to need some sand for glass, so we can make fluid conduits. I'm glad we get conduits and stuff straight away. It's a bit annoying when you don't have them. Also, where am I going? Sand, glorious sand. It's coarse, rough, and gets everywhere. I'll get like a stack. Also, I forgot to make the backpack. It's wool, leather, and tin. It's also very tiny. At the moment, we can upgrade it with Invar, which is an alloy. So we need an alloy smelter. Yeah. Also, I think I'll use the internal storage of these rather than pulling from the chests. I think I'll prefer it that way. I'll have like 9, with each one for a different thing. Rubberwood looks nice. Let's have some signs. I think I'll name it by the tool. So mortar, hammer, wire cutter, and file. Also, we need some conduit binder. Default recipe. How nice. So it looks like we're going to have to make a steam dynamo for our first power. And I'll probably be burning sugarcane because SNAD exists. What? They've changed the recipe. Okay, I'm not burning sugarcane anymore. I'll just do coal, I guess. I need an LV autoclave. That's not too far, to be honest. So I guess we're burning coal until that point. So we're going to need an excitation coil. It also gives you night vision, so I might make 2. One for myself. There we go. And 1 goes on my head. I like that. So we need infinite water before we make the steam dynamo. So fluid conduits, which I was working on before, but sort of forgot. And now infinite water source. Water, water, wrought iron. Okie dokie. Yay! The steel has finished, so we can mine this. We might need more steel. We should be able to make it to alloy smelter with a stack of steel, I imagine. We might need to rebuild it, but that's easy. So bucket, bucket, wrought iron. And now we can make the steam dynamo. Iron furnace, excitation coil, copper plate, redstone transmission coil, which does use silver. We don't have that yet. And 2 wrought iron gears, which is this way, for now. We're out of iron already. I don't know how that happened. I swear we mined a bunch. So wrought iron gears, easy peasy. The copper plates are easy. Iron furnace is easy. We're just missing silver. I might buy some with the Nomi nickels that we get from the quests. The way you do that is by crafting the ore, like this. I will get a stack. I should definitely use these more often. It could be very useful. There we go. Silver. And make it into rods. And the thingy. And there we go. Steam dynamo. Our first power. But before we do any of that, I'll go mining for a bit. We're already missing a bunch of materials. I'll definitely find a diamond vein as well, so we can repair the hammers. That's probably the first thing I'll do. So I'll be right back. Okie dokie. I had a little accident. You didn't see anything. Also, I can repair my hammer now, because I found a diamond vein. It just costs a little bit of XP, so it's quite good. I have a lot of levels now, so I want to try enchant a hammer. This is normal recipe. That's good. I just need some books, but they're everywhere. Also, 3 anvils. Staff of travelling. That might be useful. Also bones, and any mob drops, since we can't get them. Yay, books. I believe we have enough now, but I might loot some more stuff. Whoa! So many books. You can get paper from these as well, so it's quite good. Also, if we ever need quartz, we can just mine this, and you can deblock it. You don't need to macerate it, or anything. I will steal a bit. So 15 bookshelves, and a enchanting table. We don't have obsidian. I could mine this, but it's just going to go into the void. I will just go mine some. Here seems perfect. Level 30 enchants, and we just need lapis. We have 5, which smelts into 6, so this is fine. Please be more than efficiency 4. Insight 3. I don't know what that means. How about the other hammer? Soulbound. I don't want that. I guess we just have efficiency, but we might as well see what this does. There's got to be more enchants. Yay! Unbreaking 3. I can't combine them though. The enchants don't work. I might have to repair them, I'm guessing. There we go, that works. We've got the perfect hammer now. Let's test it out. Pretty good. The best enchant we have is probably Unbreaking. I had to repair it so much, so this should help. So I think the next thing it wants us to do is make some circuits. So we need resistors, vacuum tubes, and circuit boards. I will try and make 16 circuits. That seems like a good number, because we do get better ratios for basically everything. So I don't want to make too many, it would be kind of wasteful. What slider does that, by the way? The anvil sound. It's so loud. Blocks. Maybe. No. Ambient environment? No. Players? Oh, that might be it. Yes, it is. Okay, good. Sorry about that sound. Up until now. So we can make a bunch of resistors. These are very cheap. Next up is vacuum tubes. These are a bit more expensive. And we're going to need 32, because it's 2 per. We need more glass. How about we make one of these? A spade. I assume this is a 3x3 shovel. Yeah, this is amazing. So along with the glass tubes, we need 1 steel rod, cut in half, per 1 vacuum tube. So that's 32 rods. And a bunch of copper wire, which at the moment is horrible ratio of 2 copper per 1 wire. Eventually it gets to 1 to 2, instead of 2 to 1. But we have to suffer. For now. We need another hammer, but they are the cheapest one of the tools. And now all of this into wire. Another wire cutter, great. There we go. This should be 32. That was quite expensive. A bunch of glass, half of our steel, and 3 stacks of copper. We should get a better ratio though, very very soon. And the final thing is circuit boards. We only need 16. Because it's only 1. But once again, it's a bunch of copper. 2 stacks, I think. We do have that, but we've run out, once again. I might have to quickly go mining. More wire cutters. How fun. We almost ran out again. And there we go, 16 circuit boards. We're going to need more steel, by the way. We're about to use it all, because it's 1 steel plate per circuit. And this is 2 to 1. So that's the rest of our steel gone. Also red alloy might be a problem, because that's more copper. But only 1 per. We're going to need 3 cable per 1. So we need 3 stacks of red alloy. We have 28. I might have made too many circuits, while the ratios are all rubbish. Because this is so expensive. Oh well. I will get more copper. Okay, I've almost mined the entire vein. I might need to find another copper one, but that's okay. Also, if you haven't noticed, I did mark out the center of the chunk with a different block. Obviously, everything is temporary. I want to swap out these, eventually, to some nice looking block. Concrete from GregTech looks really nice, and it's relatively cheap once you get to LV. Just stone and clay, and water. So that should be very easy to automate. Also, let's repair the hammer. Only 3 levels, which you can easily get from the furnaces, from just taking stuff out. Okay, so we have a bunch of copper now. We need 3 stacks of this dust. I'll try and make a bunch of mortars. 8. There we go. And now we combine with redstone. I am smelting more, so we should have enough. Do we get this at a better ratio? It doesn't appear so. It's always 1 copper and 4 redstone. We're also going to need to coat the cable with rubber sheets. I have been farming the trees. A lot, so we should be able to do that. Also remember we need steel plates. 16. Okay, the red alloy's done. So 1.5 stacks of plate. Oh, almost there. I'm going to make 2 hammers. They seem to break a lot. And we're also going to need more wire cutters. Those ones are about to break. So 1.5 stacks of wire. Just about. So now we coat it, the cable, and we should have everything for 16 LV circuits. There we go. This was expensive. Yay. Also we can make some energy conduit. The really bad ones. Before I place anything down, I think I want another square over there, and one to the left. I want power generation on this chunk, and LV machines on this chunk, if that makes sense. I believe I can make a builder's wand. It's kind of cheap. We just need bookshelf, and 3 gold. So 2 of these into this, and the builder's wand. Look at that. There we go, 3 squares. So looks like we're going to need to convert from RF to EU with one of these. An LV energy converter, red alloy cable, tin cable, all 4 times, circuit, and a LV machine hull, which is one of these, plus some plates and cables. Okie dokie. There we go. Also, I made too much red alloy cable, like double. I don't know how that happened. We can't even combine it like this. Oh, I'm sure it'll come in handy. So for this, red alloy wire, coat everything, and we can make the converter. So there's a big warning on power here, but I think we're fine. I kind of know how to do it. Okie dokie, we're ready to set up power. I will start here, pointing upwards. So RF goes in here, and EU comes out the top. So all we need to do is connect this to our dynamo. Also water. There we go. We just need coal to burn, but also machines to run. And it definitely recommends the wire mill to get 1 to 2 wires instead of 2 to 1. So 4 times better. So we need the classic LV motors. Iron rods, magnetic iron rods, copper wire, and tin cable. Easy peasy. There we go. And the wire mill is a machine hull, 2 circuits, the 4 motors, and 2 tin cable. And there we go. Basic wire mill. Since this is 4 amp, we're going to need a 4 amp wire. And conductive iron is the LV superconductor, which is nice. I don't know if you need to coat this or not. I think I will anyway. Just in case. Oh. Never mind. Anyway. Power. Since we're manually putting in coal, I do want some sort of buffer. A battery buffer. And we need it 4 amps. Luckily it's very cheap. But batteries we can't make yet. We're going to need sulfur from the nether. Or I can buy it. Okay, I'm doing that. So to make the battery buffer, how about we use the wire mill? It can auto output. It's coal burning time. And we're getting power. So we need 4 times tin wire. Circuit 4 with 2. There we go. Looks like we are going up in power, just about. Oops. I did circuit 2. I guess it doesn't matter. It's the same thing, basically. I will keep it on circuit 1 though, for 1x wire. It might save time if I do the big ones though. No, it doesn't. Okay, it looks like it scales appropriately. And I believe we can use flux capacitors. 10 million RF each. That is a huge buffer, and they're ridiculously cheap. Lead, copper, redstone, sulfur. I only want 4. So I will move this round a bit. Oops. Converter here. Facing up. And battery buffer on top. Facing this way. And disconnect this. Connect this. And put these in here. There we go. We're charging. We're producing 40 RF per tick. With a buffer of 40 million. So it might take a while to fill up. Oh wait. I've found a problem. I've just read a bit. This doesn't work. Because these are RF batteries. I should read more. Do I need GregTech batteries? How far away are those? Oh. We can do this now. We just need lithium. It's 120,000 as a buffer. The only problem is where is lithium? Yeah, it's only in the end. I can just buy it. I'll do that. There we go. That's easy. Okay, crisis averted. We can still have a battery. Oh wait, this is battery alloy, not lead. Okay, good. We don't need an alloy smelter. We just need antimony, and it's from stibnite, which we can once again buy. I love money. Four lithium batteries. The best LV ones. This works, I'm pretty sure. Yay! That was a weird tangent, but we do have a buffer now of 500,000 EU, which is fine, who cares? And we have some spare RF batteries, or whatever, we don't even need them. Okay, so the next machine I want is definitely the alloy smelter. I had to make more steel, we're down to our last 10, so the alloy smelter is right over here. Whoa! Very cheap. 2 circuits, 4 4x copper wire, and tin cable. Also machine hull. We might as well start batch crafting as well, so I'll do 2 stacks of each, of copper cable and tin cable. We are still going up. I do want some crates above, but they can't auto input, and I don't want to make a bunch of hoppers, so can we make item conduit? Pulsating iron, which is alloy smelter, with pulsating dust. Whatever that is. Uraninite, or clathrite. I have seen ore veins of this around, so we should be able to do that then, after the alloy smelter. There we go. We do have to use wrought iron, and also coal dust. So this should work. Yes, 8 seconds per one. I imagine we're going down now though. Yeah, we can spam a few of these, if we wanted to. But it is a pretty big buffer. So next I want a bending machine for 1-to-1 plates, and also a lathe for 1 to 2 rods. I really want to stop using these tools. I hate them, they're awful. So we're going to need electric pistons, which is steel, 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 and electric motor. Also, fine copper wire is so much cheaper now, it's an 1/8 of an ingot. I love machines, I hate tools. There we go. Also the steel is almost finished, an entire stack. We're still going down though, with just this running. So we really should probably have more of these, or upgrade them, or something. So here's 6 motors, 3 of these become pistons, and that should be enough for a lathe, plus bending machine. There we go. They're not actually that bad. So bending machine is this, and lathe is this. Simple. So there's the bending machine, and the lathe. We do need more conductive iron. And look at this, the power of an alloy smelter. We've run out of coal by the way. We do have a lot of ore. I will smelt it. Ta-da! Plates and rods, at much better ratios. By the way, I did see something over here. These go in the dynamos. They don't make it produce more power, but they make it more efficient, so it uses less coal. And we can have 2 of them in each one. So I will do that. So we need some wrought iron plates. It needs to be circuit 1. There we go. Nice and fast. And also gold rods. That is so slow, and also loud. There we go. So now we're producing the same amount, but the coal lasts a lot longer, 30% longer, which is alright. It's not amazing, to be honest. Also I need a soft mallet. We've run out of power, so I need to disable this. So what do I want to do next? Probably get up to SNAD. So we're going to need an LV pump, extractor, and autoclave. Then we should be able to start automating the fuel, at least. It's still not that much power. I might make like another 2 or something, but I think I want the sugarcane farm before that. How about a collector? Can we do that? Not this one. What about the vacuum chest? Yeah, okay. It's once again behind the autoclave, so that's definitely the next thing to do. Okay, I shuffled things around a bit. Basically, I just made another square over here and moved everything along by 1. Because my idea is I could extend this that way, and we can have a different tier on each chunk. So LV, MV, and so on. So it's a little more organized. Also, I made more steam dynamos. We have 2 more. Because I did see this. Boiler conversion and turbine conversion. You change one to a boiler and it produces steam instead of power, and the other 2 into turbines that use the steam for power. That's the correct ratio. And look at the power, 320. So I'm going to do that. We need 1 of these and 2 of these. We just need fused quartz. So we need a block mold. It's only steel. It's fine. So I'll turn the middle one into the boiler, and these other 2 into turbines. Give me a second. I don't quite understand it. Oh, I understand. This outputs steam out of this face. So I'll do this. There we go. And now this should work. It's a nice slice as well. We can probably stack this if we wanted to. So now we just burn stuff in here. Yeah, we're getting so much steam. Awesome. We just need a sugarcane farm to supply this one. I'll put it like here. But like I said earlier, we need to go down here to be able to do that. Also, I want a polarizer. So we can polarize rods instead of wasting redstone. It's used in motors, which are used everywhere. Nice and fast. Also sounds amazing. I'm going to polarize some more. Just because the sound. I love it. I need a knife for some reason. To make rings. For the electric pumps. These are really annoying, by the way. We should probably get a solidifier as well. We're already making an extractor, so that would be a huge help. Otherwise we have to do this. It's really annoying. There's the pumps. Very, very annoying, these ones. Hopefully they'll be a bit nicer, with a few more machines. So we can make an extractor. And an autoclave. Yay! We should be able to automate sugarcane now. We also need more steel, so I'll get that going. So apparently before SNAD, we need pulsating dust from uraninite. I have seen this around, but I'll just buy a bit. And we smelt this twice, by the way, to get uraninite dust, and then pulsating dust. So with this we can make pulsating iron, and also ender pearls, with a diamond. And with the pulsating iron, we can finally make item conduits. It's just wire, from the ingot. There we go. 16. Oh great, the rain's back. Okie dokie, it's sugarcane time. SNAD, vacuum chest, redstone conduit, to tick the SNAD. Redstone sensor, which is fine, and void upgrade, for a draw. So for the top two, we just need 2 pulsating crystals. So in the extractor, goes 2 pulsating iron. Point it towards the autoclave, auto output, and in goes 2 diamonds. So we can make the vacuum chest, and we're actually missing sand for the SNAD. There we go. I'll gather this stuff as well, and I'll be right back. Okie dokie, I have everything. So SNAD, water, sugarcane, redstone conduit, connected to the SNAD. I forgot how you do this. Like that? Yes, the redstone sensor just acts like a clock, I think. And if you don't know about SNAD, it's basically like sand, but sugarcane grows in it a lot faster if you tick it with redstone. Like very fast. We also need something to break the sugarcane, like a piston and a observer. So observe into a piston. There we go. That works perfectly. So vacuum chest going into a drawer. I'll do 2 for symmetry. Void upgrade. Can we make the key? Yes, we can. And now we connect from here to the dynamo. There we go. Free power. I will make one of these though. This is so loud. So note block with some wool and the bobble version. And now look at this. Add recent piston extend. Also piston contract. I didn't know there's 2 sounds. Peace and quiet. I'm pretty sure we're actually gaining, which is very nice. Okay, now that we have power sorted out, and it's fully automatic, I think it's time to end. I don't want to make these videos too long, like the end of DJ2. It got a bit out of hand. So next episode, we'll probably be pushing for EBF, or the electric blast furnace, so we can make our way to MV. And we'll probably look at DML. I don't know how to use it though, so bear with me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.